What's up, family? It's author and storyteller Matthew Talford back with another quick hitter. First off, I gotta say a shout out to my homegirl Anya. Anya, look, I know you don't like these short videos, but sometimes you have to follow the advice of Ray Leonard's, the corner of a young Sugar Ray Leonard, and that advice was punch and get out, son. Punch and get out. So today's going to be a punch and get out video. Welcome back if you are a returning subscriber, and if you're new to this channel, thank you so much. What are we talking about today? Really quick, we are talking about exposure. Now, you know what? Better than exposure, let's talk about revelation. And I'm not talking about the last book in the standard 66 book Bible. I'm not talking about that revelation, though actually this probably technically could play into that. I'm talking about the revelation that a lot of spiritualists and astrologers were predicting at the beginning of this year. So back in January, everybody was doing their New Year's predictions and blah, 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 blah. And a lot of the astrologers, a lot of the spiritualists were saying this year in 2023, a lot of celebrities and famous people were going to be getting exposed. I got to tell you, that has been happening. There have been a lot of truths that have been coming to surface. But what I was not prepared for was the degree to which that would show up in my own life and in the lives of people I know personally. Now, I guess in hindsight, it kind of makes sense, because what is a celebrity? They're just a regular person like you and me that has a different job, right? So I want you to raise your hand if you have been seeing truths uncovered this year. I have. I would share a story of a truth being uncovered about a certain individual that I thought I knew. And then he proceeded to show his entire, not half of it. And I'm whispering because, I talked to my mom's earlier today, and she was like, yeah, your nephew watches your videos. So I try not to use adult language. I try not to. So, now sometimes I get fed up and I'm like, look, tell him to cover his ears. Or I call in advance and be like, this is not a nephew friendly video, because he's not old enough yet to use this language. But anyway, this individual showed his whole, y'all. He did. And I was just like, really? But what I found out was this interaction with this particular individual basically shined a spotlight. And other individuals that know this individual started coming forward and saying, let me know how this individual was. And I was just like, yo, I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that. And then I got another person who is near and dear to me that told me that they too had some truths uncovered about the circle they were running in. Individuals in the circle they were running in. And I was just like, it's happening, it's happening, it's happening. And then just yesterday, a very close friend of mine called me, and she shared with me that she had cried so many tears about another female that she thought was a friend of hers. She said she cried so many tears that she couldn't cry anymore. Her eyes were dry. And she called me because this is a mutual person I know too. She asked me for my opinion. A lot of people do that. They say, Matt, what do you think about this situation? What should I do in this situation? What are your thoughts on this? Did you know X, Y, and Z? And I shared with that person, I said, you know what? There are a lot of revelations that are happening this year about people who were hiding behind different things, hiding behind their words, hiding behind their activities, making others the scapegoat or scapegoats for their behaviors. And what's happening now all around the world. Listen, I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear from y'all in the comments if y'all are seeing truths about people get exposed where you thought this person was one way and you found out that it was completely different. Now, let me say this before I finish telling y'all that other story. That swings both ways. There are truths that are being exposed about people in our lives where we thought these people were one way and we found out this person was not who I thought they were. I don't need these people in my life anymore. That's the one way. But understand something. It's swinging in the opposite direction too. We're finding out that people who were being badmouthed by certain people, those people are being exposed for being actually angels, earth angels, so to speak. And the people that were bad-mouthing them are in turn now being exposed for trying to throw somebody else under the bus, because it's happening. It's happening. It's crazy because, again, it was a 2023 prediction, and a lot of people that are good at reading long range astrology and looking at planetary transits and looking at these different energies, they can tell you these things are happening. I don't get into that. Y'all hear me talk about astrology a lot, but I'm more into the natal astrology. Why? Because that is more about personal improvement. I'm not putting myself out there in this video looking for clientele or anything like that. But let me just say that there have been a number of individuals that I've helped life coaching wise by simply reviewing their natal charts with them and allowing them to see who they are and how they interact with others, and perhaps why certain things have gone the way they have gone in their lives. And they have been like, this has been revolutionary for me. So I'm always happy when I can hear that I can help somebody. I'm always happy with that. But the whole other stuff where they're looking at transits and progressed moons and all of this stuff, that stuff's a little bit more complicated than I want to get into. And the other thing is, I'm not necessarily somebody who wants to know what's going to happen in the future, because then I don't want to be somebody that's looking for it. Like, okay, what's going to, like people say, hey, you know what, this is going to happen by blase month, date, and time. If you're a Capricorn, I don't care. I don't want to know it, because if that time comes and a certain thing doesn't happen, then you're like, okay, that person was off. I'm not into that. I don't knock anybody who is, but the thing is, I don't want to know. I'm like, I'll deal with it when it gets to it. That's just who I am, who I've always been. But getting back to the story about my homegirl, and I wrap this up. She was completely shocked, and what I said to her was, I said, listen, things come up so they can come out. And I want y'all to remember that. Things come up so they can come out. And so if you're watching this video, you probably can attest to that in your own life. I can't wait to read the comments on this one, but I can tell you a lot of people, and a lot of you sometimes don't leave comments. You hit me up directly on Instagram, and that's fine. I answer those. I try to answer those when I get an opportunity to. But anyway, I prefer you guys to put it in the comments, because your stories and your shares help others. If it's coming to me in Instagram Messenger, I'm the only one who sees it. But if you share your testimony, you share your story in the comments, it becomes a light that helps shine the path or shine the light for other people. And sometimes it helps them to say, hey, you know what? I can share mine too. So drop it in the comments if you have something to share with regards to that. Now, I want to tell you again, my friend, I told her, I said, listen, things come up so they can come out. And this person is showing herself not to be somebody who is authentic and somebody who has a place in your life. And be glad that you're finding this out now. Now, that's happening for a lot of people. I'm explaining what is happening, but let me explain to you why it's happening. Because y'all know I always say with every what, there's a connected why. So I'm gonna give you the why, and then we're gonna wrap the video up. The reason why this stuff is happening is, how can I explain this? A courtroom, consider a court case, a court trial. When someone is on trial, or someone's being accused of something, it doesn't have to necessarily be a criminal trial. It could be it could be corporate, it could be familial, it could be whatever. Two different parties, two opposing parties are in court, all right, arguing their positions. Evidence is presented, and then a judgment is made, right? Evidence is presented and a judgment is made. What is happening now is these individuals who are being fake and phony for the longest, doing the most behind the scenes. For those of you that are familiar with the word from the scripture, it's called iniquity. Iniquity is stuff that people do in secret that's wicked. It's like unrighteous. It is secret unrighteousness. That is pretty much what iniquity is. So these things that have been hidden are coming to the light, and that is a part of prophecy. But why? So that they can be judged. So what y'all are seeing right now in the first half, and I'm gonna tell y'all, Gemini season, it went gangbusters. I didn't see any of it in my personal life until Gemini season started. We're now in the Cancer season, and it's continuing. It is continuing into Cancer season. Those of you who are, you're transit astrologers or whatever, if you're in astrology and you want to drop something in the comments and let us know why these things are happening, what the different planetary energies are that are exposing these people, please do, because I would love to know it. But what is going to happen in the second half of the year? We're today's the 22nd, I think. I think we're at the summer solstice, so we got 3 days of the sun sitting in its highest position, and then it's going to start descending, and the days are going to get shorter. Let me tell you what's coming in the second half of this year. The revelation happens before the judgment. The revelation happens before the judgment. So you are going to begin seeing a whole lot of judgment being carried out. A whole lot of judgment being carried out. And I'm talking about divine judgment. Divine. This stuff, all of this is divine. And for those of you who still believe that somehow astrology is not godly and all of this stuff, again, I've said this a number of times, people, to say that, first of all, let me explain something. Astrology is math. That's all it is. It's math. You're tracking. It is math. You are calculating and tracking movements of energies that the Bible, that God himself calls the ordinances. He calls them ordinances. He created them. So if you're saying astrology is ungodly, then you're saying, you're presuming, it's almost like you are positing that these planetary, these stars, sun, moon, and stars existed independent of God. They existed before. You're saying you can't have it both ways. You can't say you believe in the Bible and the creation story, but then say, well, astrology is not of God, because what you're suggesting is that he did not create these planets. All they are tools. You can't do anything with them. You cannot manipulate them. All you can do is read and understand what is happening and why it's happening. And these are the energies that he created. And by the way, whether or not you believe in it, when you were born, every one of those planets and every one of those constellations were in a certain position in the sky when you were born, relative to the date you were born and relative to the time you were born and the location when you talk about the house placement. So anyway, I'm not going to beat that horse. But if you follow transits and stuff like that, and you maybe have an explanation for why these things are coming out, drop it in the comments. We would love to hear. So yeah, that's what's happening. The judgment is coming, and you're going to start seeing divine judgment being carried out. What that's going to look like, we don't know. We don't know. So these are interesting times we're living in. But you guys know I say it a lot from the perspective of an author or being an author. At the end of the book, or at the end of the book series, or even if you're a screenwriter, at the end of the movie series, the secrets are revealed. And the things which were hidden are made known. I keep telling y'all, this is the end of a cosmic cycle. It's the end of a cosmic year. We're exiting the age of Pisces and entering the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is the start of the cosmic new year. It is the first sign of the cosmic spring, the age of Aquarius. All right. I did a video on that. I'll put a link in the description box. Everything is being made new. For things to be made new, the old has to go. So, yeah, this is the end. This is the end of a series, and all of the secrets are being revealed, y'all. All of these secrets are being revealed. All of these institutions that were built on lies, they're coming down. They're coming down, and there's nothing that the powers that used to be can do to stop it, because this is the full function of God, the Most High God, and y'all gonna see the full might coming, because that was prophesied too. You know, whether you want to see it or not, whether you believe in it or not, you can believe in hurricanes or not believe in hurricanes. But when that forecaster says that hurricane's coming, it might behoove you to board up them windows and take heed to those evacuation orders. All right, that's all I got, family. I'm award-winning author Matt D. Talford, and you can read what I've written, or you can read brief synopses by clicking the links in the description box below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it with somebody that you think is interested in this type of material. And last but not least, if you're new to the channel and you like my vibe, you like me, click that subscribe button. Click that subscribe button. And shout out to my girl Kelly. That that thing that you say at the end kind of rubs off a little bit. But yeah, that's all I got, family. I love you guys so much. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You guys are the reason why I do what I do. You guys are the reason why I exist. I exist to spread love and share love and help shine light into dark places. And hopefully this platform is something that helps you to do that. So I got an incredible amount of love for all of you watching this channel. Thank you so much. And thank you for your comments, your positive feedback, your positive vibes. I love you guys. Tell somebody you love them and mean it. How do you mean it? You have to show it. Love is a verb. It is a noun as well. But when we focus on the verb, the noun always takes care of itself. And Anya, this wasn't too short. I mean, it wasn't real short, but it's about 1/4 of the video length you like. So give me a little bit of something on that. This one's a little bit longer than the last one. I love you guys. Peace.